Hi guys, hope you all doing well on this Saturday afternoon. Welcome back to another video today. Today's video is going to be, it's a video that a few people have done and I'm going to do mine. It's going to be my Manchester City top 10 players ever. Now this is in my years of being a fan, so don't expect me to pick the likes of Colin Bell, Mike Summerby, Alan Oakes, players like that because Franny Lee, because they were before my time, well, before my years of being a fan. I'm just picking the players who I've had the privilege of watching for us over the years, who I've enjoyed watching, and yeah. So I'm just going to pick my top 10 players from 10 to 1. And at the end of the video, I'm going to go through the players that are unlucky to miss out. So I got this idea from a quality YouTuber I watch. He's amazing. He done his top 10 players and kind of give me the idea to do it. Glenn Knightley, if you haven't already subscribed to him, he's a top YouTuber. He's one of my favourites. So kind of thanks for giving me the idea, pal. Much appreciated. Yeah, let's get in the video. So I'll start from number 10. I've gone with Alexander Kolarov as my 10th best Manchester City player ever, in my opinion. Reasons for picking Kolarov, his stats in a blue shirt for us. He played 165 games for us. He got the 11 goals and the 20 assists. Pretty good stats for me. Now, Kolarov for me is our best left back I've ever seen. And a lot of fans will agree that he's probably the best left back to ever play for City. Kolarov was class. He had an amazing shot at him. Got the odd goal, as you can see by there. He was amazing at free kicks. Just up and down the pitch all match. He could probably play win as well. As I said, the power of his shots are amazing. He was just so good over overlap runs, and for me, he's got to be in the top 10 because he played for us from 2010 till 2017 as well. 7 years of amazing service. He literally played every season for us in that left back. He was our number one left back every season consistently. So showed how good he was and helped us win some leagues as well. So yeah, he has to make his top 10 for me. I thought he was brilliant. Kolarov was one of my personal favourites. I loved him. Number 9, Carlos Tevez. Obviously joined us from the scum. Decided to come the better half of the city. Uh, Decided to come to Manchester, proper Manchester club. Yeah, Tevez has to be in for me because he was phenomenal when he played for us. Now I know he had the issue in that obviously 2011 when he refused to come on, didn't he, off the bench because I think he was pissed off he got subbed. It was against Bayern Munich away. I remember watching it, and he didn't play for months. He decided to play golf, come back and help us win the league. But yeah, what happened again? Did he refuse to come on? Didn't he? Yeah, he refused to come on from what I remember. He spat his dummy out though. Was when Mancini was a manager, but he was brilliant when he played for us. You look at his stats: 113 games in the years he played from us from 2009, and I think he left us in 2014, I believe. I think did he leave us then? Oh God, 2013 was it? I can't. God, I'm sorry guys, I've lost track. Yeah, 2013 he left us. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he did. Yeah. But it was 4 years of quality service from Tevez. As I said, 113 games and 58 goals. Phenomenal stats for a striker. Absolutely brilliant. He was just a class player on his day. I'm not being funny on his day. He was one of the best players in the Premier League. He was magic. Some of the goals he scored, he was dead little, but he was like a little bulldog. He just ran and ran and ran. His work rate was phenomenal. And some of the quality of goals he got for us are amazing. And obviously he scored a few against the scum as well, as I remember. But Tevez was brilliant for me. Despite the problems he had, he was so good in his day. And it's hard to leave him out of this top 10, so he gets number 9 for me. Yeah, Tevez was brilliant. I'm trying to think that incident against Bayern. He either came, refused to come, or he came off and spat his dummy. I was one of the two, but I remember he didn't play for us. But he was phenomenal when he played for us, and I loved him. Right on the number 8 position, Fernandinho, another fantastic servant for us over the years. He's got the We signed him in 2013 from Shakhtar Donetsk for 35 million, I believe. It was quite big money at the time. But he's given us 7 years of fantastic service. He's played centre back, central defensive midfielder, central midfielder, right back. He's just phenomenal. What a player. As I said, he can cover so many positions. He's played the 217 games so far. He's got the 18 goals as well. A couple of thunderbolts as well. Fernandinho's a Man City legend for me. He's phenomenal. I mean, he's such a good player. And for me, I don't think he's been given the credit he deserves over the years. He's very overlooked, in my opinion. He doesn't get the credit. I mean, I've always given him credit. He's phenomenal. The fact he's played for us consistently for 7 years, we've never once thought of getting rid of him. He's been an ever present in the team. Guardiola loves him. He's played centre back this season. He's been phenomenal. He has to make this top 10. He's such a class act. He's just a class act with the fans as well. The fans love him, and he's off the pitch as well. He's a nice guy, and amazing player, amazing person, and he has to be in this top 10 for me. So yeah, Fernandinho eighth. On to seventh, I've gone with another one of my favourites, Edin Dzeko. I love Dzeko for us. He was so good. We signed him in 2010 from Wolfsburg. He was prolific there for quite big money. And he left us in 2016. Yeah, 6 years of fantastic service. You look at his stats, he was 130 games, 50 goals, amazing for a striker. Dzeko was such a good finisher. Now, for me, probably after Aguero, he's the best natural finisher I've seen in the City shirt. Dzeko, he was so good. You just knew when he was one on one, he'd never miss. He was so clinical. Goals he scored with his head, he was so clinical, and he's had a very good career. He's scoring goals for Roma now. I think he's still at Roma, isn't he? Yeah, Dzeko's class was. I loved him. He was such a class act. He was phenomenal. He asked it again. Yeah, I can't leave him out of this top 10 because he was so good in the years he played for us. Probably one of our best strikers after Guerrero. I'd to be honest. Honestly, I thought he was amazing. I'd have him back now, honestly, as a cover because I just think he was so good. He's still good now. Still scoring goals for fun. But yeah, Dzeko was amazing. It was helped us with leagues as well. Yeah, he was class, absolutely phenomenal. And he scored that goal against QPR, which helped us go to win. Obviously, the Guerrero moment. Yeah, Dzeko was a class act. So he's number 7 for me. Number 6 is one of our current players, Kevin De Bruyne. I just can't leave him out. He's so good, isn't he? I mean, there's still plenty more to come as well with De Bruyne. He could end up being the number 1 spot one day, but yeah, I've put him in 6. We signed him in obviously 2015 from Wolfsburg, 55 million. Well worth the money. He's been such a class act for us. Now I know you don't. I've praised him plenty of times on this channel. You don't need me to go on about how good De Bruyne was. We know he's the best midfielder in the world right now. One of the best players in the world. He's so good. And since we signed him, he's just been amazing, hasn't he? I mean, helped us with leagues, pull the strings every week, amazing passer, so many assists. I'm going to give you his stats now for us since he signed. Since we signed him in 2015, he's got the 143 games, the 31 goals and 62 assists. What I mean, it's phenomenal, isn't it? I mean, there's still plenty more to come. He's still in the prime of his career. He wants to carry on playing, and he's just been a class actor since we signed him. One of our best signings ever, one of our best players ever. He will be one of our best players ever, in my opinion, Matt, if he stays at the club, which I'm hoping he does. But what's a class act? I mean, the guy's phenomenal. He's such a class act. I mean, he's such a good footballer. It's a joy to watch, and it's not just Man City fans like myself who love watching him. Neutrals love watching him because he's such a good player. He's vision and everything. He's playing a game. He has fun as well. He plays with a smile on his face, and yeah, he has to be in this top 10. So yeah, I put De Bruyne in 6th. Number 5, I've gone with an absolute legend at this club, in my opinion. He's loved by the fans. He's not with us now, but he was a fantastic servant and player for us. And yeah, he was phenomenal. Pablo Zabaleta in number 6. In number 5, sorry. Yeah, number 5, I've put him. Yeah, Zabaleta, we got him in. He kind of like company. He joined our club when it was not as successful as it is now. It was kind of we just got the takeover and it was things were starting off. So he was kind of there at the start of it. We got him in 2008 from Espanyol for very cheap money. Departed us in 2017. He gave us 9 years of fantastic service. In them 9 years, he wrapped up 230 appearances and 9 goals as well. But Zabaleta, he's our best right back ever for me, and City fans will agree with you. He was so good. Such a quality player. He's hard as nails, put his life on the line for the club. He bleeded blue. You see pictures of him kissing the badge. He still loves the club now. He still comes to games. I know he plays for West Ham, but he loves his club. It's in his heart, and it always will be. He has to be number 5 for me. He was such a good right back. Very powerful. As I said, he chipped in with the goals. Started out with success, and he was with it all the way through. And obviously, was a big part of our 2012 title winning team, 2014, and yeah, Zaba was a class act for us, and he's loved by fans still. He's such a good player for us, and yeah, he has to be in 5th for me. On at 4th, I've gone with the man himself, the legend, Vinny Kompany, the man, the leader, the legend, the captain, Mr. Man City, I'd like to call him. What a class act he was for us. I mean, the only disappointing thing about Kompany was the injuries he got, because imagine if he was injury free the whole time. I mean, he'd have made so many more games. He'd have been an even better player. As we knew, he was one of the best centre backs in the world when he played for us. Part of us last season, very emotional. So yeah, he joined us like Zabaleta. He joined us when everything was kick-starting for us, when we just got to take over. He was there from the start and was part of and yeah, was there through the success all on. So he played 265 games. He got the 18 goals for a centre back. phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I think we can agree. The pick of them goals was that Thunderbolt against Leicester last season. I mean, Martin Tyler's commentary was amazing, and obviously the goal in 2012 against Man United, which helped us win the league, the 1-0. Kompany was a class act for us, as I said. Mr. Man City himself, like Zabri, bleeds blue. The heart's in it. The club's heart will always be in his heart. I hope one day he can come back in a role, maybe you never know, as manager, some type of role, but I'm sure he will. He's even admitted that himself. He's managing in Belgium now. But Kompany was class for us. I mean, you don't really need to tell me how good he was. He was a legend at this club, as I said. The only disappointment was the injuries he got, but he helped us win so many trophies, a massive part of it. As I said, that moment against Leicester alone was amazing. And I put him in number 4. You could argue I could have put him higher, but I have put him in number 4 because of the injuries. People actually said to me, "Why haven't you got him number 3s?" Because purely because of the injuries, you know. But 4th, yeah, can't argue with that. Right, we're on the top 3 now. Number 3 is Sergio Aguero, the absolute goal machine himself. Kun Aguero, the legend, our all-time top goal scorer. He gets in the top 3 for me, and what an absolute class act he's been for us since we signed him in 2011 from Atletico Madrid. Now seems like a lifetime ago. But God, he's given us so many years service, and there's still another season to come. Hopefully, maybe another 2. You never know. But as I said, our all-time leading goal scorer now. So in his competitive stats for us, since we signed him in 2011, he's got the 261 games and the 180 goals. Wow. I mean, it's just phenomenal, isn't it? I mean, for me, I'm not saying this to be biased, but he is the best striker the Premier League's ever seen. You look at his goals to games ratio, that says it all for me. Phenomenal. I mean, again, that moment against QPR will stand out in the City fans' mind, including my own. But it's not just that. There's so many good moments he's had for us. I mean, the hat trick against Man United, the hat trick against Arsenal last season. So many good moments. He's got so many hat tricks as well. I mean, Chelsea last season. There's so many guys. Against Bayern Munich in the Champions League. I mean, the man's a legend. Obviously, I remember when he broke the goal scoring record. It was against it was Napoli. He could play against Napoli, broken against Arsenal, but he's absolutely phenomenal. I mean, when you think of Man City, you think of Aguero, and I mean, he could have left us. He's always stayed with us. I mean, he wants to win the Champions League with us. Hopefully, we'll get to do that this season. I'm hoping if it carries on. But yeah, you don't need me to tell you how good Aguero's, how good of a servant he's been at this club. Absolutely phenomenal. I love the guy, and yeah, he's a legend. So yeah, he's number 3 for me. Number 2, I've gone with Yaya Toure. People might disagree with this, but for me, Toure was such a class act. Absolutely phenomenal. I think at a stage when he was with us, he was the best midfielder in the world that season, where he got 20 goals from midfield in 2013-14, which helped us win the league. What an absolute class act he was for us. I mean, obviously, it kind of, when he left, he said some things he shouldn't have, but he was a class act in the time he had at this club. Obviously, when he booted off about not getting a birthday cake as well. But yeah, I'll give you his stats. We signed him in 2010 from Barcelona for 24 million. Obviously, he played for Barcelona as a centre back, but we've always played him as a midfielder, like that holding midfielder. In his time for us, he got 230 goals and 230 games, in 59 goals from midfield. Phenomenal. One of the best midfielders ever in the Premier League for me. I'm not just saying that because I'm a City fan, but he was phenomenal. What a class act, as I mentioned, that season 13-14, he got 20 goals from midfield, which was not many midfielders have done that, do you know what I mean? And the goals he scored were just so quality as well. That one against Villa, such a powerful midfielder. He was like Patrick Vieira was good, but Toure was much better in my opinion. Like similar type of play, powerful, but Toure was phenomenal. I loved the man. I absolutely loved him. One of the best City players I've seen wear the shirt. His passing is powerful. He was just dictated that midfield, dominated it. What a class act he was for us. And yeah, he has to be number 2 for me. Obviously, he gave us 8 years of phenomenal service, and what a legend. Love him. Right, on to number 1. For me, it wasn't hard for me. I think a lot of City fans will have him as number 1 as well, and it has to be El Magico, the magician himself, David Silva, the little wizard, little Spanish wizard. I mean, yep, for me, he's our greatest ever player, and what an absolute class act. We got him from Valencia in 2010, the summer, like we did with Toure, and the man has just been absolutely phenomenal for us ever since. He still plays for us now. Obviously, he will leave at the end of the season, which is going to be very, very emotional and sad. I hope he gets a send off he deserves. I hope. I'm sure he will, whether it's a testimonial or the last game of the season. I'm sure he will get a testimonial because he deserves it. And in the 10 years he's been with us present, he's got the 301 games. It's phenomenal. Look at that. I mean, so many games. He's missed, again, he's like Mr. Man City. This is one more company. The 57 goals and the 90 assists. 90 assists, guys. I mean, one of the best midfielders in the Premier League ever again. That's seen, in my opinion. He was there from, like, he kind of, he was there from the start because his first season with us, we won the FA Cup against Stoke, and then he's been a reason. He's won titles with us and trophies, and he's been there and seen it all. Do you know what I mean? And it's not just on the pitch; he's a class act off the pitch. With like what happened with his son, he kept on playing in such difficult times, kept his head down, kept on performing week in week out. The 17-18 season, which was our best season ever, put in absolutely magical performances, and for that alone, he deserves credit for me. But what a class act he was for us! I mean, guy's a legend. He's just a legend inside, off and on the pitch. It's not just City fans who love him, but football fans in general think he's a class act, and he's good for Spain as well. And for what he's done for Man City over the years, free kicks, amazing goals. That one against Blackpool's a stand-up one for me where he just took it around the defender and curled it in. What a class act! I love the guy, and he has to be the best Man City player ever for me. And I'm sure he'll be most Man City's fans' best player as well. But yeah, I love El Magico. He's class, and it's going to be sad when he goes eventually. But what a servant he's been for us. Phenomenal. Yeah, guys, so that's my top 10 Manchester City players ever. I want to give a couple of shout outs to players I've left out the list, unfortunately, now, who kind of come after that top 10. Joe Hart being one. He was phenomenal for us, Joe Hart. A fantastic keeper, one of the best in the world at the time when he played for us. It's a shame he's kind of gone down a bit now, but he was class for us. You'll never be forgotten, Joe. You were fantastic for us. Yeah, I loved you, and you were a class keeper for us. So yeah, Joe Hart was unlucky to miss out. Ooh, have I missed anyone else? There's got to be someone. I like the Beast as well, Negredo. He only spent, was it only the 13-14 season with us? He only spent 1 or 2 seasons with us, but in that season, his stats were phenomenal. He was class. As I said, he only played a couple of seasons, but I thought he was class. Nigel Dion as well, another shout out to him. He was brilliant for us. A quality CDM. Well, when Dion goes sliding in. Oh, love that tune. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new around here, subscribe. There's plenty more videos coming. I've enjoyed making this video. Have a good Saturday. I'll see you later. Take care of yourselves.